So I'm currently at Halam Shrel, the Winter Palace. And drama, I'm hoping. Intrigue. Maybe some campiness, because I like to laugh. First thing I do as guest of the Empress is case her joint.
Can Gaspar take the throne without the backing of the Council of Heralds?
He plans to take it by force. If the council won't recognize him,
Hey guys!
he'll march
Shit!
against them.
I just saw two dwarves from the Merchants Guild go inside. If anyone asks, I'm not here.
Nice.
I need to have this jacket let out a little.
Everybody's looking very dapper.
This dress uniform is preposterous. Formal armor would have been better. Dress uniform is preposterous. Formal
If nothing
armor
else,
would have been better.
The Inquisition backing Gaspar would make Celine nervous. You
I
know
heard
how
Celine
fights-
was having the entire wing redecorated. But the timing is atrocious.
Why would she do such a thing now?
Is there any progress on the Helmi expedition to Amgarak?
House base remains steadfast in blocking all attempts.
Interesting. Waste of time.
Why are there so many elves here?
The Empress invited them. Be polite.
Interesting. I had no idea.
I can hardly believe Gaspar and Celine are in the same room.
From Duchess Florian, they worked empirically together.
How has the lyrium trade dropped off so sharply?
With so much fighting, demand should be higher than ever.
My contact said there's a new
Locked from the other side.
Good to know.
Hmm.
I wish there was more news coming from the Grand Cathedral.
Good news is becoming an increasingly rare commodity. What is Gaspar up to? Wouldn't surprise me if he brought the Invisible here as a prank.
Who does Orzammar favor in the negotiations tonight?
His Majesty King Harrimond has made considerable coin supplying the Grand Duke's army with gold and steel.
Hmm.
Gaspar never struck me as pious. You must think he gains military advantage with the Inquisition.
How can they call this a vestibule? It's a foyer.
It's obviously just a vestibule. Let's call it more of an antechamber myself.
The guest
No
wing
one
is
asked
not open
you.
to the public at this time, Inquisitor. And now presenting Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon, and accompanying him, Lady Inquisitor Lavellen. Vanquisher of the rebel mages of Ferelden, crusher of the vile apostates of the Mage Underground.
Remember to smile. This is all for show, my dear.
Champion of the Blessed Andraste herself.
Did you see their faces? Priceless.
Accompanying the Inquisitor, Seeker, Cassandra, Allegra, Portia, Calogera, Philomena,
Get on with it.
Pantagast, 14th cousin to the King of Navarra, 9 times removed, hero of Orlais, right hand of the Divine. Madame Vivienne, first enchanter of the Circle of Magi, enchanter of the Imperial Court, mistress of the Duke of Ghislaine, renowned author Tharic Tethras,
Renowned author?
head of noble house Tethras, Desher of Kirkwall to the Dwarven Merchants Guild, Sir Cullen Stanton Rutherford of Hunley, commander of the forces of the Inquisition, former Knight Commander of Kirkwall, Lady Liliana, Nightingale of the Imperial Court, veteran of the Fifth Blight, Seneschal of the Inquisition, and left hand of the Divine, and Lady Josephine Charette Montillier of Antiva City, Ambassador of the Inquisition.
Cousin, my dear sister,
Grand Duke, we are always honored when your presence graces our court.
don't waste my time with pleasantries, Celine. We have business to conclude.
We will meet for the negotiations after we have seen to our other guests.
Inquisitor?
Lady Inquisitor, we welcome you to the Winter Palace. Allow us to present our cousin, the Grand Duchess of Leeds, without whom this gathering would never have been possible.
What an unexpected pleasure. I was not aware the Inquisition would be part of our festivities. We will certainly speak later, Inquisitor.
Your arrival at court is like a cool wind on a summer's day.
I am delighted to be here, Your Majesty.
We have heard much of your exploits, Inquisitor. They have made grand tales for long evenings. How do you find Halam Shiral?
I have no words to suffice. Halam Shiral has many beauties, and I couldn't do them justice.
Your modesty does you credit, and speaks well for the Inquisition. Feel free to enjoy the pleasures of the ballroom, Inquisitor. We look forward to watching you dance.
Inquisitor, a word when you have a moment.
Tell me, Lati, how are Mama? Are they good? Can you believe the Inquisition filled its ranks with apostates?
You just know that will end badly.
What were they doing in the Western approach?
You might attend to my
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
Josephine! Oh, Josephine! I can't get her!
Inquisitor, please allow me to present to you my younger sister, Yvette Gabriella Montigny.
Delighted to meet you, Lady Montillier.
Inquisitor, I've heard so much about you, but not as much as I want. Josephine writes, but she never tells me anything. Is it true? Rebel mages in Redcliffe were performing blood rites and orgies before you stopped them.
Where did you hear such nonsense?
Everyone in Antiva says so. Is it true?
Those stories are little more than wistful thinking, my lady.
Oh, how dull Redcliffe must have been then.
Tell me about yourself, Lady Yvette. This is the first time I've encountered any of Josephine's family.
She would forget to mention the artists. I've been studying painting under Antiva's royal tutors. You should be proud, Josie. I'm going to be exhibiting my work next season in the city's biggest salon.
Have you actually sat down and finished the painting yet?
I must wait for my inspiration.
I must wait for your tutor's pins.
Enjoying the ball?
I see many of
The dancing is so dull, Your Worship. But the Empress's gallery is magnificent.
Yvette.
Sorry, Josie.
Go on, Josephine.
Half Royal must be empty. So many of the Empire's finest are in attendance. They've noticed the Empress paying you special attention, but they don't quite know how to take advantage of it yet. This uncertainty won't last long, I'm afraid.
Which power should the Inquisition throw its weight behind?
Celine has held the throne successfully for years. I see no profit in ousting her. Gaspard has run military campaigns, but never a kingdom. His transition would be, let us say, chaotic.
This may be my only chance to hear about when Josephine was a girl.
Oh, yes. As she told you about when she was 10 and...
Yvette, stop.
Fine. What about when we were climbing the cliffs by the...
No.
She once told the Duke of...
Absolutely not.
She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking.
Yvette, that's absurd. Absolutely preposterous.
I'll see you later.
Another time.
I will have a report on the casualties in the dens. Have you heard from your nephew?
Not since his regiment joined the fighting.
How could the Emperors afford to renovate the palace without more money?
I heard that it wasn't renovations at all. The palace was damaged by Gaspard's plan.
He fired on the Winter Palace.
I don't like that Grand Duke. Nobody should own as many hunting dogs as he does.
Maker, if I have to clean up another puddle...
And here we are. You haven't embarrassed yourself as much as I feared. Well done, my dear.
I've always wondered, what's the Orlesian fascination with masks?
We all wear masks, my dear, not just the people in Orlais. Who you are as a daughter, a lover, a friend, are very different people from the Inquisitor and Herald of Andraste. Orlesians codify this truth, make it visible. By giving each of these selves its own separate face, they believe they can be their truest selves, unmasked.
Anything happening I should know?
Cole is behaving even more oddly than usual. Someone should keep an eye on him.
What about this guy over here?
It seems like you enjoy this, Vivienne.
This is the game, Inquisitor. Of course I enjoy it. If I didn't, I'd be dead by now.
Any words of wisdom for navigating the ballroom?
Speak to the Council of Heralds. 6 of them are here tonight. The 7th member of the Council is indisposed. His absence will complicate the negotiations. The Council are the highest-ranking players of the game. They see everything. They might know something we can use.
Tell me, Vivienne, where do you want the crown to fall?
What I want is irrelevant, darling. Orlais requires stability, and that is best served by Empress Celine.
Be ready to act when I give the signal.
Always, my dear.
Laurent was the love of my life. Perhaps we can speak later, Inquisitor.
You must dance with me, Commander.
I had hoped to.
You cannot stand about all evening.
I'm afraid
I have heard they are the finest in the Empire. Such a pity that
Inquisitor, did you need something? The sooner we track down this infiltrator, the better.
Do you have any advice?
Orlesian social events don't fall within my area of expertise. There are a few here we can trust. Be careful.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
Gaspard's claim to the throne is fair. Orlais needs someone capable of responding to the crisis at hand. A military-minded leader seems the best option.
You've attracted a following. Who are all these people?
I don't know. They won't leave me alone.
I take it you're not enjoying yourself.
At this point, the headache I'm developing is preferable to the company.
Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
I'll let you know at once if I do.
We'll talk later.
I await your signal.
Where has that servant gone? Elves, always shirking their duties.
Just curious if it would let me go running across rooftops.
Are all the Delancey's here?
Did you just grab my bottle?
I still remember the day they took you to town.
I don't like that Grand Duke. Nobody should have as many hunting dogs as he does.
Good. I was hoping it would catch you. What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador is up to something, but she can't be our focus. The best place to strike at Celine is from her side. Empress Celine is fascinated by mysticism, foreseeing the future, speaking with the dead, that sort of rubbish. She has an occult advisor, an apostate who charmed the Empress and key members of the court as if by magic. I've had dealings with her in the past. She is ruthless and capable of anything.
How can Celine openly keep an apostate in the Imperial Court?
The Imperial Court has always had an official position for a mage. Before now, it was little better than court jester. Vivienne was the first to turn that appointment into a source of real political power. When the circles rebelled, technically every mage became an apostate. The word lost much of its strength.
You think she's controlling the minds of the court? That's powerful blood magic.
She's worth investigating. Can't be sure of anything here. Both leads point toward the guest wing. It's a promising place to start. I'll coordinate with our spies to see if I can find anything better. I will be in the ballroom if you need me.
This ball is a waste of time, like all Orlesian foolishness. Let's find the Venatori collaborator and get out of here.
Have you witnessed anything noteworthy?
Nothing yet. I will let you know.
You don't seem to care much for the ball.
Orlesians pretend their petty squabbles are a game. Yes, let us treat murder, corruption, and deceit as delightful amusements. How wonderful. We are here to save Empress Celine, and it galls me. Why does she merit our protection? The Empire would be better off without her. Gaspard is the leader Orlais needs in this crisis.
You support the civil war?
Of course not. Chaos is what Corypheus wants, and we must oppose him. Were it up to me, however, I would let Celine fall and Gaspard take the throne. He would see the true threat, not spend his time throwing balls and writing letters.
Stay alert. We don't know where the enemy is hiding.
I'll be watching for trouble. The sooner we leave this place, the better.
How long can Orzammar hold out with trade disrupted?
Back outside. Can I go outside?
Lady von...
The Dowager is upset about the soup.
Hero of the Battle of White River, patroness of the painter Ambrose Poirier, and the second cousin of Princess Electra of the House of Alberici in Antiva, accompanying the Duchess Anselmo.
Don't worry so much, my dear. I'll be ready when the time comes to strike.
Be ready.
Always.
My third husband, Pierre, lost his life to Rosalia. My commander feels...
Look at Lady Cambion's slippers, trimmed with pearls and emeralds.
Liliana
These
always liked
buckles.
shoes.
Toss her into the lake and she'll sink right to the bottom. What a disaster.
You're different here than in Skyhold. More approachable, perhaps.
This is Allan Shiral, Inquisitor. This is the Imperial Court. This is the beating heart of the Great Game. Of course, everyone is wearing a mask. I learned this very young. I was still a girl when I attended my first ball. All this, the smiles, the small talk, it is a dance. And like any dance, it can be learned. For some of us, it has become so familiar that the steps may be performed in our sleep.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
What we need most of all is a stable Olay. Either Celine or Gaspard can give us that.
I found this out. I'm not sure of its value.
Very interesting. It may not help our investigation, but we can put it to use. A little more dirt like this, and we might have some leverage in the court. If you find more, let me know.
There's a Tevinter assassin on the loose and you're concerned about buckles. on shoes.
Everyone needs a hobby. Besides, you can learn a great deal about a person from their clothing. Gold and jewels on a dancing slipper. A slipper is easily lost and finds itself in the dust and dirt. She is unconcerned with the possibility of losing the shoe or soiling it. A vulgar display of wealth. But Lady Cambien's family has recently lost most of its holdings. They have their title, but little else. So, how did Cambien acquire such a grand shoe, What has she done? Who has she bedded? These are all useful questions, no?
Have you seen anything interesting?
Oh yes. Allan is lousy with scandals and scheming. But no sign of a Tevinter infiltrator, I'm afraid.
I should go. Be on your guard.
I always am.
Are you married, Commander? I'm married to my work. Still single, then?
He's totally getting hit on by that
Is
dude.
there something you needed?
Have you noticed any...
I'll let you know at once if I...
We'll talk later.
I await you.
Are all the Delancey's here?
Maker, I hope not.
Come on.
No, thank you.
I don't know if it's intended for me to be out here. It seems like I'm quickly running into a wall.
We can only hope Celine prevails.
Are you happy to see me at work?
Are all the Delancey's here?
Does anyone really think the war will end tonight?
Another time, perhaps?
Is that her?
The only one to survive the Temple of Sacred Ashes. Yes.
Are all the Delancey's here?
Maker, I hope not. Is it true the Inquisitor was a leader of the faith and trusty? My dear.
I suppose that door might be open now.
Does anyone really think the war will end tonight?
The Emperor.
Aha!
Might be something here. Better take a closer look. Interesting.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuette.
The last two people sent to the servants' quarters have failed to report.
I had no idea.
Gaspard is wasting his time.
Interesting. Good to know.
Like blood on the ground?
Inquisitor Llewellyn, don't head into the servants' wing if you value your neck. Not one else gone in there tonight and come out again.
Our man was supposed to make a pickup in the garden hours ago. Bastard's likely dead by now.
Pretty candid, but I guess I'm a dwarf. Or sorry, an elf. So there's maybe some level of innate trust that they have for me.
Did you hear what Gaspard said to Duke Germain? His own uncle.
Germain bore his nephew's spite better than the rest of the council. Did you see that panicked attaché roaming about?
Well, well. What's this?
I am not talking to you until we get home. This way is closed. Please, use the main entrance to the ballroom.
Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
Awfully selfish of this filly, running off to play and leaving you with all the work.
I've half a mind to inform the Dowager. That would teach him to shirk his duties to roll some elven maid. Tonight of all nights, leaving me to convey Gaspard's death threats to the council. Wonderful timing, Philippe. Thank you for listening to me rant. You are too kind, Inquisitor.
My lady! My lady Inquisitor!
May we have a word? It is very important.
The Empress has sent us with a message for you.
How can I be certain this message is from the Empress?
We three wear the masks of House Valmont.
They signify that we are public faces of the Empress.
They are also extremely fashionable.
What's the message?
This is so exciting!
Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in her holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard is defeated.
That's a generous offer.
The Empress believes wholeheartedly that the Inquisition is our best hope for peace in these difficult times.
She looks forward to cementing a formal alliance.
As soon as Gaspard is out of the way.
But we have taken enough of your time.
Please, enjoy the masquerade, Inquisitor.
Did you need something?
I didn't expect the Inquisition.
Yeah. I imagine climbing that right now would be bad for court approval. Nice. I gained court approval for doing that.
Well, that's useful. Interesting.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
Is it true the Inquisitor was handed out of the faith by Andraste?
Did you need something?
Did I hear correctly? If you're interested in bringing the Templars to heel, you may have found an ally.
If that's true, I would welcome an alliance with the Inquisition. I will get in touch with your Lady Nightingale. I have assets that might benefit your cause.
Gentlemen.
We will be in touch, Inquisitor.
Gaspard is wasting his time.
Does anyone really think the war will end tonight? We are not serving drinks. Bother someone else. Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing could win over the Council of Heralds now.
Should have considered. I heard the Inquisition was here.
You're too gullible.
Excuse me.
Are we ready to move out?
Have you witnessed anything?
Nothing yet. I'll be watching.
Lord Marcelin, Comte de Travers.
Don't worry so much, my dear. I'll be ready when the time comes to strike. Strange that I haven't seen much of Grand Duchess Florian. One could always find her clinging desperately to the Empress's skirts before. It seems... This is the game, Inquisitor. Of course I enjoy it.
Be ready.
Always.
Oh, sweet Gerard. My fifth husband fell to his death from the bell tower.
Oh, just hold on a second. I got a phone. I'll just make a cut here.